Hey, welcome back. And we are live. This is episode number 3 of COVID EO Live TV. Episode number 3. Big episode number 3 for us here. Glad you could join us this evening and hopefully spend some of your quarantine or self-quarantine or shelter-in-place time with us tonight. This is our chance to, as mentioned in the introductory video, if you had a chance to watch, our chance to, at appropriate social distance through social media, share a little bit, have some stories, have some entertainment, I hope. Again, want to emphasize that this is not a hard news channel. You've got thousands of choices to check your hard news. We really don't need to be, well, there's just so much to cover. I want to be a reliable source, so I trust the intelligent, entertaining guests that I've lined up. Anything that they refer to has been personally vetted and is reliable information. That's the way we roll here on COVID EO TV, episode number 3. I did posted a couple pictures up on the Facebook. Our former, well, I have to pause here. I always want to mention our first guest, Amy Hill. Hello, Amy Hill. Welcome to the show. And I am being remiss before the show begins, just to make sure I'm not spreading anything. We got to do a quick temporal scan. That does have to take place. 99.1, probably because I put the Cookie Monster Sherpa on, and that was my wardrobe consultant who did that for me. I got like a little studio audience or a laugh track laughing in my ear. I got a guest in the green room I'm really excited to bring on. He's a very entertaining gentleman. He told me to keep, he's a pro, because I'm kind of on edge, because he is a media, broadcast, entertainment, I don't want to say mogul. That's got some negative connotations in this day and age. But he's a guy. Let me just go to what he provided me. I thought it was perfect. Put the words right into my mouth. All right, my official notes. My next guest is a broadcast journalist, artist, friend of mine. He lives in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, New York. Let's give a nice, warm COVID EO TV welcome to Mr. Rick Carr. Rick Carr, welcome to the show.
Hello, Smo.
Hey.
Smo's show goes.
Yeah, that's right. Smo show goes. That's an old one. That goes way back. Hey, there was something that happened in town. Rick is an old Highland, Indiana, Highland High School Trojan guy. Is it okay if I mention that? Am I wrecking your
That's fine.
cool factor?
That's totally fine. Yeah, I got no problem with that.
So something at downtown Highland, where my office is, there were cars all over the place. I'm like, what in the heck is going on? So I tapped on the window of one of them, and they reached for their loaded weapon that was next to them. And no, I'm just kidding. But they said, hey, Pleasant View Dairy, just behind here, is giving away milk. So I go to Facebook to see what's going on. Apparently, the dairy, who produces thousands of half pints of chocolate milk, has no schools to give them to. And was their marketing person said, hey, I'm just going to give them away. So for a few hours today, there were hundreds of cars packing downtown Highland and people trying to retrieve with their empty coolers coming in to get the free chocolate milk until the police put the kibosh on it for safety reasons. What do you think? Did you used to drink the Pleasant View milk when you were a kid? Maybe you had it delivered.
Yeah. No, Pleasant View milk. We didn't get it delivered, but it was definitely what we bought at Strack and Van Til down on 45th Street, and it was definitely the one that was served at Southridge Elementary, and Highland Junior High and Highland High School.
Yeah, I did.
I drank. I think I definitely had like a half pint of it a day, every school day of every year of my life until I was 18. Sometimes 2 of them in high school, except for there'd be the rare days in elementary school where they'd let you have the orange drink instead.
I was going to say, yeah, I got to the front of the line. I said, any orange drink? They said, no. I said, I'm out of here. Spun my tires and was gone.
all the orange drink has been bought up because it's also the flavoring base for Minor Dun Sherbet.
Is it? Do they throw a little bit of a base to offset that acidity that's in there, that little burn in the back of the throat, the artificial citrus burn? No,
it's well, actually, no. The thing that you did for the citrus burn, you need the Minor Dun Sherbet.
Ah, yes.
That's what the Minor Dun Sherbet's for, right? It's served as a salad. Remember, it says that on the menu.
That's true. Hey, I've got to mention a couple people that are here. I'm getting used to this whole social media YouTube online star here thing, Rick. Maybe you can give me some pointers when we're off air. Hello to my mother-in-law, Martha, Cookie Chaya online. And Rich Van Hees, he says, hello, Rick. Rich Van Hees says, hello, Rick. Rick Carr.
Hello, Rich Van Hees.
Right. So what's been going on? You said, what are we going to talk about? I said, well,
Yep.
anything. We're just chatting. Let me start with what's going on in New York, in your corner of the world. What do you have going on COVID related?
Well, we've been self-isolating for close to a week. I mean, we had a bunch of friends come in from out of town. Before that, from Mexico, actually, who were supposed to play a big concert, huge performance at a big art venue. They had all flown up from Mexico to rehearse for a week and do this show. And like halfway through the week, it became clear that they were not going to do the show.
Right.
They were kind of the last people we hung out with. And so it's been about a week. Now, I've been working at home. Birgit's classes, Birgit teaches at NYU and at Pratt. Her classes have been canceled. So, yeah, we're both just working at home. We've spent some time working on some grant proposals for some art projects we want to do. I completely tore down and rebuilt my home studio office, which just, ground up. And today's really the day that it's completed. So this is good timing for me.
Yeah, I'm happy to be part of that.
I think I noticed this morning there's a big bridge right near the house that carries I-278, the Brooklyn Queens Expressway, over the Newtown Creek, which is just over there. And the new bridge opened a few months ago, and it has a pedestrian lane in it. So every day I actually run over the bridge. And I did notice today as I was running that people were a little more careful to give like that 6 feet of distance to each other. We'd all kind of like move out of each other's way. So not a lot of like insanity that I've seen here in New York. People bought a lot of toilet paper, but I don't know, there's something kind of hard-headed about New Yorkers. I mean, if you've lived here long enough, you went through 9/11 when the city kind of shut down. You've been through blizzards where the city's shut down, including one that failed to show up, basically.
Right.
Like Blasio declared, okay, we're shutting everything down, and we called that was the no-pocalypse. Snowpocalypse being the no-pocalypse. But, things like that, the blackouts that have happened, it's definitely, I see a lot of really bored teenagers around. And I will admit, as a guy of a certain age, I avoid them like the plague.
I was going to say, does that propose a problem?
I'm afraid that they're asymptomatic and they're going to make me sick.
Right. That's interesting because I was reading the people of a certain age or people older should be careful, and I was like, no big deal. And then I saw some of the statistics, and I'm touching the edge of that bell curve there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shocking thing if you look at like the stats that they have from Korea. Two things really struck me in those statistics. One of which is that it does start to ramp up. Until you're 50, you have almost no chance of dying of this unless you're already quite ill. Then you get into your 50s and suddenly you don't have to be that ill. And obviously the older you get, the more serious it is. And then the other thing is that there was this giant lump of people in their 20s who had it, and were completely asymptomatic. So anyway, that's just me being it's like Grandpa Simpson out on the front steps of the old folks' home saying, I don't like the looks of those teenagers.
Right. Hello to Todd Geyer. Todd Geyer. There he is. He's on. Checked in. Right? We were waiting. He got the message. All right. When I have people on, I'd like to know if, when you were at the store last, what did you buy a little extra bit of? I mean, the TP, I hope not. I hope you saved a little for everybody else.
It wasn't the TP. What did I get extra of last time? Peanut butter.
Yeah, a staple. Good shelf life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How about dinner tonight? What'd you eat for dinner tonight? That was
We actually ordered pizza. There's a good local pizza joint. It's the weirdest thing in this neighborhood. They're like two sort of equidistant pizza joints. And they both turned over to new owners like within a month of each other. which I found odd. It was like the Greenpoint Pizza Apocalypse of 2019. But the one that was the good one before remains the good one now. And we discovered a really good pie they make that's hand formed. It's not like a tossed round crust. It's just kind of formed into the pan, almost grandma style.
Getting hungry. You're making me hungry.
Broccoli rabe, crumbled sweet Italian sausage, onions, mushrooms,
All right.
and buffalo mozzarella, and olive oil, no tomato sauce.
Have you found that you're cooking more at home, doing more cooking at home?
We have been, actually. We cook a lot though.
Right.
We do. So like I made a couple of different versions of chili beans. We've been eating a lot more sort of vegan, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's easy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of sort of, our kitchen is full of Indian and Asian, South Asian, East Asian, Southeast Asian spices. So a lot of noodles too, stuff like that, stir fries.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to do, filling. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. Actually, like as I've said, I guess if they decide that the city is going to do shelter in place, it's going to be a little harder for us to go to the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we've managed to make it so far. We haven't actually gone. I mean, I cheat a little bit. There's a bodega, there's a convenience store across the street, and I go there every day.
How likely is it that, I mean, again, your opinion, how likely is it that you think, well, do you think New York's heading that direction or what?
Head in the direction of
shelter in place, like my brother Dave on the opposite coast there in San Francisco, where they are in a current shelter in place.
So what de Blasio was saying yesterday was that within 24 to 48 hours, we should expect that announcement.
Mm-hmm. No, so that's not you guessing. That was a straight
that's
up.
That's not my guessing. But there is also a sort of pissing match going on with the governor, with Cuomo, because Cuomo was making it sound like there was just a legal technicality, and Cuomo was saying it sounded like only he had the authority to do that. So I'm not sure how that's worked out. I've had to sort of withdraw a little bit from news.
I've done the same. I've done the same. And as I mentioned in the prior to our broadcast yesterday, how you spend the day thinking and worrying about it, but when I get in here, when I get in front of the camera, right, Rick, when the show rolls, it all fades away. A peace comes over me, right? And I'm hoping that our audience is feeling a little bit of that tonight. I hope maybe in an extra dose with this very special guest, Rick Carr, from calling in from Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York. I don't want to reach for my notes again, right? Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
Greenpoint is the neighborhood.
So, Rick, you've known to play music, right? I know you guys of interest was that you had created some music collaboratively with people completely remotely along the lines of what we're doing now, using the internet to stay connected to make music. Right? Have you done any of that lately with any other friends?
Actually, I'm kind of trying to get some of that started again. Now that the studio's cleaned up, the project that kind of languished for a while, but now seems like a good time to get it going again. I've done a few things with Salam, with Mike Sankowski, that we've gone back and forth over the past couple years. The pace has sort of slowed down a bit, but it's picking up now because I actually been working on stuff. I've been rehearsing with Tim Martin, a friend of mine here in New York. So hoping to, be a little more methodical about the music making than I have been over the past year or so.
I dusted off the Drum Throne last year, actually in preparation for an event that went down last April. It was the Music for the Heart event. I don't know if you happen to hear about that.
Right.
we put the Scummy Fish together.
I actually saw the video of that show, and I think it was a terrific show.
It was a lot of fun.
Really, really good.
Lots of fun. Well, that is scheduled for this year, the second annual now, April 25th. So,
is there going to be another?
It may not happen.
Be another Scummy Fish reunion for that?
No. But can I allude to it now? Possibly this fall. Possibly something coming up. There may be something going on. Yep. Yeah, with a mutual friend of ours who reached out to another friend. I've said too much. Let's end it right there. I'm jeopardizing my full compensation package by revealing what I've revealed already, right? Right. Well,
The non-compete
unfortunately,
is unenforceable, Smo. They're not gonna.
do you have a song? Have you
I
been
want
writing it?
everybody.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I actually want everybody to know that this is not beer, by the way. This was tea.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that alcohol was consumed on the show. It took to episode 2 until that was done. I had my sister-in-law, Disco Dawn, on, and it was her birthday. So she had a toast that she did at the end of her little segment there. I had a shot glass full of ginger ale for, you know, full disclosure here, because I got to keep it sharp. I want to keep it sharp. so it wouldn't be the first time. Feel free to next time we have you on, and I hope that we can get a chance to get you back on sometime.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
This is fun.
Well, yeah, I was kind of out of questions. I didn't have much to say. It'd been a long time since we talked. Maybe we can catch up a little more off air. I don't want to bore everybody with our little internal stories or.
That's right. Yeah, I don't have that much more to add about New York. It's just I don't know. It's I just hope everybody's taking it seriously and staying healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, the world's never been through this before.
Exactly. Well, not the world not a world that I know. My daughter asked me, "What did you guys do in the last pandemic?" I said, "I wasn't here."
Yeah, it was the last global one was 100 years ago.
Right.
It's out of living memory.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it was the world we live in now is so radically different from that world then. I mean, it had elements of our current world. You had a lot of global travel and stuff like that, but not like we have it now. And it's, as I was saying to you before we went on the air, I mean, the one thing that's really interesting about this is this is doing wonders for the environment.
Mm-hmm.
There is, you can see already there have been satellite images showing China when it was peaking. Their carbon emissions were just way down, way down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in terms of waste and things like that, I mean, it's a huge hit to the economy, but it's a great thing for the planet. So if anybody's looking for silver linings, that's the silver lining I'm selling.
Speaking of silver linings, anything you want to plug coming up, going on, local shows, international tour, something you've been working on, you want to mention to this worldwide audience?
Nothing like that. But when I finish a couple of the songs that I've been working on, maybe I'll come on and we can play them for the crowd.
Now you're thinking. That's why I like to be associated with minds like Rick Carr, because this is 3 days into the show. I hatched it about a week ago, and these are the kind of things I need. I'd really rather hear those kind of ideas than somebody tell me one more time that I need to do a knack. A satire song, My Corona, right? If I hear that one more time, Rick, I'm going to shut it down.
No, my friend Joe Pulowski, I got to credit him with
Joe? Mm-hmm.
Dexy's Midnight Runners. COVID-19, oh, I swear.
My wife had either heard that or thought of that on her own, and in about 30 seconds in the other room, I'm going to hear her laughing when it hits the TV. All right, Rick, I really appreciate you being a part of this. I'm going to cut you off here and roll up the logo. We're going to be right back to wrap it up with one more final at-home guest. Thank you very much, Rick Carr.
Thanks, Bo.
Have
Later.
a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, and we are back. Well, you just look over there. The picture-in-picture is not going to them. I'm not an amateur. I know what I'm doing here. So I'd like to bring on our last guest of the night. You may remember her from episode number 1, my daughter Cassie.
Hello.
Cassie, you can feel free to type away on the keyboard. We're kind of growing into this live streaming thing. Anything you put there should show up on the comments. Whoa, Wait, I forgot one more thing. Any guests on the show?
I'm ready.
Temporal scan.
99.
98.1. You're cool.
Close
You're
enough.
cool. You
Close
need a
enough.
Sherpa.
I am cool.
All right.
Dare I say.
So, Cassie keeps telling me that she's going to be putting together some pre-recorded content. We are promising that. Make it quick, Cassie. Your shoulder is not very good in compelling TV. We are going to be going to some pre-recorded stuff. Nothing's ready quite yet. We've got a new mixer coming in that's going to allow us to do some additional logoing and bottom thirds, possibly. Maybe bring the green screen back. So we're really looking forward to doing that. We're trying to run this program every day, 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time on YouTube, Co-Video Live TV, right? Did I get that right this
Yep.
time? And we may very well get the Instagram going
I can do that.
if you ever get your e-learning, e-homework done. Hello, let's just name a couple of guests. I see Joe H., Rich Van Hees, we mentioned him already, and Lee Smolin. He was our first guest who was on the show.
Yes.
So Jack Hill is also checking in. He was trying to get onto the show. We're working on some legal issues with him.
Jack says hi. Hi, Jack.
So what was going on with in your life today, in your self-quarantining?
I finished most of my e-learning,
Right.
except for one.
Real quick, e-learning is?
Learning online.
All right.
Assignments online.
Right. I've heard a lot of complaints from maybe some of you people that are out there now, parents who have to become teachers and doing the work and empathizing with the frustrations that teachers have on a day-to-day basis. So hats off to our teachers that are out there. We're going to wrap this up here. We're up against the clock. We want to try and do it in about 25 to 30 minutes. We're at 8:24, Cass. Anything you want to say?
Do your e-learning.
Do your e-learning. Yeah, don't wait until the last minute to get that done. Please don't wait. All right, with that, I'm going to hit the stop button here, and we will see you all tomorrow. See you tomorrow at 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time on Co-Video Live TV, when we will have another guest or two. See you then. Be safe. Take care.
Bye.